Quick video, just because the Women's Classic is coming up this weekend, which is really exciting. Just thought I'd do a quick video about what to do when you're 1 week out from the meet, or one week out from testing. So, firstly, if you're obviously working with me, you should have a plan, an attack for that week. It will vary from person to person. Some people will be doing their openers and warm-ups, some people will be doing their warm-ups, some people will be doing a different protocol altogether based on their schedule. So it's very important that you obviously tell me a week or so in advance, like just in case for whatever reason your sheet hasn't been changed, just say, just obviously remind me that you're a week out or 2 weeks out, just so we're on the same page, so you get different training. Obviously that shouldn't really be the case, but just always remind me, it's always best. So that covers that. So your training should be sorted out. Sometimes your training won't be written on your sheet, or I just block that whole week out and I just write over it what you should be doing, because it may not follow kind of RPE protocols and it might just be percentage based, and that week would probably be based very much on how you're feeling after potentially a little bit of an overreaching phase. So what can you do to make the week go the best that you can? So obviously if you're not in a calorie deficit and you're not cutting weight, then you should be eating as much as you can, obviously while remaining within the weight class. If you are cutting weight, I'll probably do a video on that, but basically you want to be dropping the carbs and doing any water manipulation. If you are doing that, I don't suggest any of that unless you're quite a high standard lifter, otherwise just lift and have fun. But if you are doing those things, you want to leave everything as late as possible, so you're not dieting. You're giving your body enough calories for as long as possible, because you do not want to be losing 2 or 3 kilos via a calorie deficit. If that's where you are of your weight class, you want to be losing that via carbohydrates and water manipulation. Do not suggest a sauna or anything similar to that whatsoever for a 2-hour weigh-in. So being over your weight class is a stress, and I wouldn't really suggest being more than 3% over your weight class, and that will be added to the sheet sometime soon. I've made a little add-on thing that's going to be rolled out somewhat soon to run sheets when you can start getting new blocks, and that will involve things like monitoring proximity to weight class by percentage, and highlighting when you're a fatty basically, and highlighting when you're under the weight class by a certain amount. So what can you do to make the week go better? So people sometimes get this wrong, and they go and they stretch and they stretch and they stretch and they stretch. Oh, I'm going to be so mobile for the meet, I'm going to be so mobile. Why? I mean, you don't get extra points within the splits afterwards. But it's actually really important to remember that new range of movement is weak range of movement. So it's important not to gain too much range of movement that you've not used before, because that will be a completely different movement pattern than you're used to. You want to keep things as close as possible to how you've been training, so that your training will be the most specific to the competition. So you do not want to stretch loads of your hips and your ankles, and then suddenly when you come down your ankles shoot really far forward, which may be good long term or something, but that's not the way you've been squatting. You want to keep everything the same. So bear that in mind. So don't overdo it with stretching. If you feel that there's some tone, i.e. some tightness in an area, you may want to do some light stretching, but you don't want to overdo it. It's very, very key. Little and often is the best policy of stretching the week before a meet. So you may want to do 2-3 sessions, 20 minutes or less. Just a little bit of light. Obviously if you do mobility work all the time, you want to keep up with it, but you really want to just do enough to stay around the same. And maybe if you need to work on an issue, you can do that. You really don't want to be some new flexible person in a week's time because you'll be doing mobility work an hour a day because you're so bored and you're so anxious you don't know what to do. So that's very key. And in that same bracket goes soft tissue work. Soft tissue work is beneficial, for sure, but not right now, not the week before a meet. You don't want to be overdoing it. You don't want to be inflaming the tissues. You want to be reducing the inflammation in the tissues. You don't want to be adding extra stimulus for your tissues to recover from. And sometimes you can start going overboard with these things again, and you're rolling out your glutes and you're rolling out your this and that, and things can go the other way. I don't know if any of you have experienced this before. Rolling out an area with a lacrosse ball, rumble roller, PVC pipe, something quite hard, and maybe the next day or the day after you're ruined. You've made yourself worse by overdoing it with one of these tools for myofascial release. In the same bracket, massage. Do not get a massage 1-2 days before, a sports massage that is, 1 or 2 days before the meet. That's, again, you don't want to add inflammation for the body, you want to be taking inflammation away. Maybe at the start of the week, if you're peaking Saturday, Sunday, maybe up until Tuesday, Wednesday, you could do a sports massage on certain areas, but maybe you just want to get quite a soft massage. And I always, when I get a massage done, I'm always like, look, I'm a few days out or whatever, so let's just go light. So you don't want to have the inflammation in your body. It's like really important. So don't go overboard on stretching, don't go overboard on self-myofascial release, massages or anything similar to that. Things that can be beneficial is some light conditioning work, cardio. Do not do any barbell complexes, do not do any new movements whatsoever. Some light cycling at an RPE kind of 6, real light blood flow stuff. Stairmaster, again, everything RPE 6. And by that I just mean keeping everything super relaxed, super easy. You're going through the motions and you're just getting blood around the muscles, and the blood flying around the muscles will help you recover. So that could be helpful. You really don't want to go overboard, and do not start throwing in loads of crazy fucking stuff in these last weeks, because everyone starts doing it. Oh, I'm taking an ice bath every day, I'm doing this every day. Don't do that. So ice baths, they can be beneficial, supposedly. I think they're horrible, so if you're mad, you can go do one of those. Yeah, they can be good, but what it does is it lights your sympathetic nervous system, and it can basically wake you up. It can basically kind of get the wheels in motion and fire up the central nervous system. So you don't want to be doing it in the morning. So you don't want to be doing it in the evening. If you're going to be doing it, do it in the morning. Do not have cold bath or cold shower or any cold treatment before bed. That's not good. Like, you'll probably find it hard to go to sleep and all this stuff. You want to be doing that sort of stuff in the morning for sure. Anything else? For me personally, the week before a meet is a great time to get into some breathing work, some meditation, some time to relax. It is so easy the week before a meet, get very anxious about things. It's very easily done. So it's quite nice to do some breathing work, do some real deep breathing at night, get your phone out of the room, all these kind of things, making sure your sleep quality. That's really the big one. It's really hard to do the week before a meet, and obviously most people have jobs and work, so they can't control everything, but really concentrating on your sleep is super important. And it is, I don't know, everyone's kind of different, but without the stimulus of going to the gym, sometimes it's kind of hard to sleep. But in times like that, I recommend just reading, preferably not on a Kindle, preferably a paperback book, or hardback, but preferably a book on paper. so that's not going to affect your mind too much before bed, not keep you too awake. Get off the phone, stop being on your phone in bed, get a fucking alarm clock, stop being on your phone in bed. Instagram is actually really boring, let's all think about it. Put that shit down and go to sleep. It's so important. Like, having a good night's sleep is going to really be the key. Obviously, other important things, keeping the protein, keeping the hydration high, like, it's very important. But that's kind of it. Do not think that a deload week or a week where it's kind of like got a little less structure, so instead of training maybe 4 days a week, you're training 2 or 3 days a week, and the workload is going to be a lot lighter. And what that's going to enable you to do is that lighter volume or lower volume and lighter loads is going to enable your body to recover. However, this is not a time to start doing loads of crazy fucking assistance work you've never done before. Like, people start thinking, oh, I've got 60% for 5 singles on squat. Oh, I bashed that out in 30 minutes. So then I jumped on this. Then I started doing walking lunges with like a barbell. Like, I haven't done them in years, but because it's a deload and I can do what I want, it's like, you're gonna be fucked from that. Like, so stupid. Like, stick to what you know. New stimulus is gonna wreck you. Just follow the program, and it's not a time for start doing wacky, crazy shit you've never done before. It's not a time to start doing different tricep accessories. The week before, I'd cut all assistance out. Do not do any assistance work. Just do the barbell lifts. You can do some light kind of supplemental stuff if you want to for blood flow, because that might help recovery. Like, I'm talking really light pump stuff. Don't go above 10 reps though. Don't really go above 10, 12 reps. You're going to do tricep push downs, do 5 sets or 3 sets even. I'd recommend cutting it in half, doing about 3 sets of 10 RPE, you know, not even on scale. Like, you could easily do 20 or 30 and you'll do 10 just to pump the elbows up. Same for pec flies, get the healthy pec tissues, just kind of get blood around. Like, that's all you're seeing it as, a sort of form of conditioning of getting blood around. But yeah, it's not the week to start doing different shit. People do it all the time. Usually people not on programs, but they have a week off and they start doing crazy shit. Oh, it's my week off this week, so yeah, I'm doing beltless pause squats on a pin, standing on a Bosu ball, wearing braces. Like, this is not the week to do that. So yeah, anyway, don't want to go on for too long, but keep it simple. Don't do too much stretching, don't do too much mobility work, don't go crazy on the soft tissue stuff. Drink your water, have your protein. If you're cutting water and carbs, do that at the last minute possible, and stick to the program and trust the process, and be okay with doing nothing this week, because that's fucking important as well. Because you can beat yourself up, but realise now at this point the work is done. The work is done, whether it's an 8-week, 16-week, 12-week or 30-week program, it doesn't matter. The work is now done. Put your feet up and relax. It's very important to do that. Do not be anxious, do not be worried. This is what you do. I mean, a lot of you have a kind of squat bench dead session even, and this is going to be a walk in the park. Like, you're used to doing long sessions, lots of time in the gym, doing the specific movements, loads of repetitions, loads of sets. This is an absolute cakewalk. All we've got to do is 3 singles on each lift. Fantastic. Like, that's so lovely. Like, that's so much less than you've been doing. So enjoy it and be excited about testing. Don't be nervous. Think of it like a test day. That's how I always think of it. Just be, I'm so excited to test. It's just another day in the gym. Yeah, there's a few people watching, but no one actually gives a shit. No one cares. No one cares what you're doing. That's the biggest thing you've got to realise. And just go there and just do you and enjoy it and just test and have fun. Like, that's the big key. Chill out, read some books, meditation, do your breathing work, relax. Don't be anxious, be excited. And it's normal to be a little bit anxious, normal to be a bit excited, because you've trained very hard for this and you've put in a lot of work. So don't be concerned, enjoy the process and love the platform, and that's it. And put your feet up this week and chill out.